I love you.
Mike. All right, gentlemen. This is Confessions number 28, and welcome to the Bastards Council podcast.
Yeah!
So, gents, bastards, assholes. Well, we're mainly bastards.
Always.
Armin, you went to a show tonight. How was that?
Was good. Was real good.
Real good.
The opening
The Annihilator show.
Were incredible, actually.
Who were they?
Mason from Australia, and never seen them before.
Really?
And it's
That's
nice.
where they were from?
Yeah, I didn't know they're on the whole Canadian tour. And then they kicked ass, and after them was Mutank, who I'll say they're like the undisputed champion of all the younger bands right now in the city. They're the best. No one comes close to what they did tonight. It was incredible. Then you had Annihilator, which was all right also. It was okay. It wasn't as good as, in my opinion, as I think Mutank stole the show tonight. And I may have gotten a little excited and angry during Annihilator.
Why is that, Armin? Why would you just get upset at a guy like Mr. Jeff Waters?
Because he did something upsetting, at least to me. Now, when, how to say that? The people at the show are your fans, right?
Yeah.
They pay you. You are here because people give a fuck about you. And some dude spilled a beer on the stage. And maybe I got a little too excited because of this. But the guy spills the beer on the stage. Thinking back, but still, it doesn't fucking matter. And Jeff gets angry at the guy. Not right away. First says, move the guitar pedals. They're going to get fucked up,
Which is
and then after
understandable.
that, maybe the dude was drunk too. You know what I mean? But it was just a spilled beer spill. There's drunk people at shows. He wasn't that fucking out of line. It wasn't like he spat at Jeff or threw the beer at him. But he took it another level further where he was like picking on the guy at this point. And I don't know why. I got a little angry there, and I was sitting down and I was like, yeah, it's just a beer, man. The guy just spilled a beer. What's the issue? And then he kept on heckling the guy, and then he was like, just throw this guy out of here. You know what? Get this guy out of here.
Wow.
And then I yelled, he's your fucking fan, man. And to which he started to say something about Annihilator fans, and I replied something also at that point, which was, I say it.
Yeah.
It's funny, right? And I said, that guy is one of the 500 people worldwide that bought your record, man, And
Truer
whatever.
words have never been spoken.
It's mean, but but bottom line is he singled out the guy and he picked on him. And now the beer spilled on the stage. So the beer spills on the stage. The guy's in the front line. He clearly gives a fuck about your band. He paid $30 to watch your band. The beer spilled. You took care of it. End of the fucking story. You know what I mean? The guy gets rowdy after. You can do something about it. But to go on for about 3 minutes in the show about that dude, I got vocal. you know what I mean?
No, you're right.
And some guys were like, yeah. One dude was like, that's not true, man. That's not true, man. And I was like, what's not true? I don't get it. What do you mean? But...
So not even Raza, the biggest Annihilator
No, he
fan
said,
ever.
he just told me, I've never seen you get angry like that at a band before. I was like, what the fuck, man? That is, to me, that's like fucking bullying, man. You're on stage and anything you're going to say, there's hundreds of people there that are going to agree with you. So if you say, fuck this guy, 400 people just said, fuck that guy. Because they go, yeah, fuck him.
Yeah,
right. And it's like, oh, fuck
Public
that.
shaming, man.
Why does it have to go that fucking far? Like that fucking Bruce Dickinson. When was it? 2000, with
2003, the Dance of Death tour. I was there with you.
At the Bell Center.
Yeah, at the Bell Center.
We're sitting about 15
Molson
rows.
Center at the time, I think.
Center, right?
Yeah.
So we're sitting about 15 rows back, and my father was with me. Late, great super dad was with me, and my brother was there, a couple of friends of ours, 15 rows, as I said. And during the show, at some point, Bruce Dickinson stopped what he was doing, and he called out this guy in the front row because he was getting high, smoking a joint. And he's like, yeah, you over there. Yeah, you smoking that joint. You've been blowing that smoke in my face all night. And
it's a wonderful British accent.
I don't have a British accent. That was like just a fucking annoying person I was trying to do, all right?
But
so he went really far with it, right?
He basically didn't like the fact he was getting smoke in his face because he was trying to sing.
Right, which he has the right to.
He has the right.
Yeah.
However, and I was there, Bruce Dickinson did take it a little too far.
If you were there and you can remember, it was the most awkward situation throughout the entire arena. We're like, all right, dude, you're in Quebec, first of all. Here, it's a rock show. There's gonna be a few people getting high, man. And if it's bothering you, tell that guy, say, hey, dude, that shit's bothering me, man. I can't sing when you're doing that. You know what he's gonna do, right? He's gonna take that joint. He's gonna break it. 2 days later, his friend's gonna pass him and say, I don't smoke weed anymore. He's gonna be, why not? Bruce Dickinson asked me not to smoke weed. You do what Bruce Dickinson says. But instead, what did Bruce do? Say, you blowing that shit in my face all night. You may not care about your lungs, but I care about mine and these 6 other guys on my stage and blah, 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 blah. It's like,
he went off.
What the fuck, you know?
And that's another thing. Back then, there was still no smoking bans. Like, especially over here, there was no smoking.
Okay, we have to put a comma there. There was no smoking bans because you were able to smoke inside.
Yeah, you were able to smoke. This is 2003. I know
bans.
No, you weren't allowed smoking in the
that's right.
I thought ban like music.
You still couldn't smoke cigarettes at the
at that time. But at that time, there was no indoor law except for maybe movie theaters or whatever. But most places you were able to. And I remember. Me, I think I was like, I think I was 23 or 24 at the time. And I remember thinking, I was like, man, this is a metal band. I don't know, but a lot of metalheads are smokers or drinkers or, like they do shit. Like, I look up to guys like this and I'm like, he shouldn't care. But now I could have understood, like you said, if he told the guy put it out because I'm trying to say, I understood that aspect. But when he just went on and railed on the guy, that was a little too much.
The best was after the gig, my father hadn't said nothing. We were walking, he still hadn't spoken. We made it to the car. It's a 10-minute walk. Then it's another like 7 or 8 minutes on the way to the highway. And I remember clearly getting up on the highway. He was driving. And he just looked over to me and George and Donald were in the back seat, my brother and a friend of mine. And he just says, man, fuck Bruce Dickinson. I was like, where did that come from? He goes, no. He says, man, where were we sitting tonight? I said, 15 rows back. He goes, right. He says, how did you get those tickets? How hard was it to get them? I said, well, I went really early in line because that's what we had to do before all these fucking
internet
buying
shit.
It online all the time and shit, right? So he was like, right, well, it wasn't easy. I said, no. He goes, that fucking guy was in the front row who was getting high. What did he do to get his ticket? And his idol just bitched him out in front of everybody for like almost 3-4 minutes, man. He didn't give up on it. It was like his dick was getting harder as he was ripping the guy apart.
Imagine that, just like...
And
amazing. You just pictured it, didn't you?
He said some funny things after that about Bruce Stone. He can go fuck himself along with his feather pants because he was wearing his flappy pants at that time.
That's interesting because no one, like, Iron Maiden had a glam type of look minus the teased hair. They had the jumpsuits. They had some of that feather shit.
I guess.
I'm just glad Nikki Sixx fucked his wife.
Hey-oh.
That's a story for another time.
Yeah.
Read the dirt and you'll find out.
Just one thing.
Not my wife.
Just to go
Bruce
back
Dickinson's
a second on the first band, Annihilator. You said something about 500 records sold. How many of these people have gone on Spotify and have downloaded or listened to the album?
Okay, so here's my forte on
I was
this.
just being a dick when I said that.
It probably
I know, but
would.
it just made me think.
So Spotify works with 1,500. One album is equivalent to 1,500 streams of any song. Now that seems fucking ridiculous because one person can listen to the entire album once, and that's like 10, 12 songs, depending on how many songs are on there. The reason why it's 1,500 is because that is the equivalent in cash what you make from 1,500 sales. So the breakdown of that is it's different for every artist. Like if you're only getting 100 and 200 listens per song, you're basically like getting 0.0005.
Yeah, it's
the average about
of a dollar.
Of a cent, right?
That's right, of a cent.
Of a cent. So if the average is 0.0083 per song stream, and artists like Drake and Bieber and whatever will get a little bit more, but it's not that much higher. We're talking about maybe 0.094 or something like that. Really minuscule. Now, when you're having 500 million, 1 billion plays, that definitely adds up, and you're going to see some money. For smaller acts, 1,500 songs streams is a lot. It's fucking crazy. So for example,
A
Sevenfold.
lot as in nothing, you mean?
It takes a lot to get nothing.
Right.
So Sevenfold released their album The Stage in October, and they surprise released it. They came out number 4 on Billboard, which is the first time in 10 years that they come in below number 1. And what happened was they 3,000 of that was actual album equivalent song streams. The rest were paid albums. Now imagine for 3,000 albums sold on Spotify and all the other digital services, it's 1,500 listens. That is an insane, 1,500 times 3,000.
So that's like what? Only two. That's considered only 2 albums technically.
Well, 1,500.
What is considered one album sale?
So
on
it was
Spotify?
3,000 album sales for streaming services.
Okay.
So to get the 3,000, you have to figure out how many streams they actually got. So you take 3,000 times it by 1,500. That's how many people listen to the fucking album over and over and over again.
Yeah.
That's fucking crazy.
That's ridiculous.
Now, we were discussing prior to the podcast what was the band? In Flames.
Yeah, In Flames.
In Flames, they only sold 2,000. And how 10 years ago they would sell 10,000. I said, well, in today's market, that's about the equivalent because more people used to buy actual physical copies 10 years ago.
But even 10 years ago was already a sad state.
Oh, yeah. That's 10,000 10 years ago was ridiculously really small. 2,000 is.
And this is a big band. A big band that attracts a decent crowd. They come over here and they'll sell out the Metropolis, which is a 2,600?
About
something like that.
Which
is big compared to most bands anyways.
Exactly. So now to go back to Spotify, a lot of people will I paid the $10 per month. I think it's fantastic, and you're getting so much for what you're paying for. I obviously for some people, when you used to get it free, $10 is a giant fucking leap. I get that, but also it actually is saving the music industry. No matter what you think about it, the industry did grow for the first time in 10 years because of streaming services. Now you don't have to go to Spotify, you can go to Apple Music and whatever, but I find I like Spotify the best. And if you break down all of that stuff, all that money that they make has to go into a big pool, and it has to be divided for how many per artist for how many song sales they have. So Spotify, the company, actually loses money, and it's not obviously the best business deal. So they have to almost become they have to go in the stock market, have to be an IPO type of thing, so that they can actually make some capital.
But then by going public, though, by having a stock market, then shareholders might actually have a say depending on how much they have.
And that will probably raise up the cost of what to be quite honest, $10 a month is incredibly cheap for what you're getting. You can listen to music 24/7 nonstop. And if you add up just the average of songs you can listen to nonstop in a month, they have to pay for all of those rights.
It's like buying a CD. Back in the day, you would buy one CD. It would be $20,
and
that was one CD.
You brought up a good point before. When we went to Wildwood, it was 12 hours of
actually.
Washington, yeah.
Okay, Washington. We went to Washington, 10 hours of driving. There was only one song he couldn't find on there.
Yeah, 10 hours of a road trip. There was one song I couldn't find on Spotify.
And just take that 10 hours. How many songs can you listen to in an hour? 10, 12? That's 120 songs we listened to that we didn't have on our phones, that didn't take up space, that was being paid for. At least I was paying for it with my contribution. And it's a fantastic
I think it's a good service.
Yeah.
But how does it work with the, because people pay $10 a month, so where does that go? Is it is there some artists, or do they requesting a 0.001% of?
So what happens is when the label who owns the rights to the music will make a contract with Spotify based on how much they should be getting. Right? And they have a breakdown of everything. Spotify has 2 ways of doing it. You can have a free subscription, but you're going to get ads every 30 minutes, right? And some of them are really fucking annoying.
It's very annoying.
And I'm not talking about just ads are annoying in general. I'm talking about they'll say, here's a cat scratching a fucking chalkboard because this is annoying and we want you to
in the middle of a playlist and everything.
So I think it's fantastic. And then the other thing is you have $10 a month your subscription base. Now $10 a month is the same thing for Apple. It's the same thing for Pandora. Same thing for anything else that you can get streaming. Google Play. It's the same. It's just across the board $10. Fantastic deal. What happens is they'll take all this money and they make it into a pool. right? And they'll pay their overhead, but they end up losing a lot of money because they owe so much money to all these other artists. And look, Taylor Swift was complaining about it a couple of years ago.
Yeah. So how are they still staying in business?
Yeah, that's the thing. So I'm not actually sure. Amazon has the same problem where Amazon loses money every year, but they invest so much money, it's more like they're waiting.
They make money with me, that's for sure, man.
Yeah,
fucking go there.
They make money with me, but they're also like innovating and stuff.
Yeah.
I think that's what Spotify's doing too. They invest, but they are losing some money, and they do have to reevaluate their business model. So like Taylor Swift a couple years ago said, I'm taking all my music off of Spotify. I'm not making enough money. So like, all right. So basically, you want people to. Like obviously her fans are mega fans and they're gonna buy her album, right? But to go against something that was actually helping everybody else out was fucking ridiculous. Especially since she's a person like a lot of photographers aren't getting paid based on their contracts with her. It's the same fucking deal.
I think it's probably like at the end of the day, you can look at it as maybe it might have been a publicity stunt.
It probably is. She's on there now. I can guarantee you that.
Yeah, and you can look at it many different ways. Spotify was not the first streaming service. I don't remember which one was, but there's just maybe to go sidetrack a bit. Today is the 10th anniversary of the iPhone.
Oh,
it's true. Yeah.
And the iPhone, actually, when you look at it as what it didn't just revolutionize the cell phone thing. Like it created new industries. Like by the time the second iPhone came out, that's when they introduced the App Store, and third-party companies started creating apps, right? And so so now there's companies that came out that just made a living.
It did.
And became huge just off of making apps for, the iPhone at the time, now also Android. But when you just look at the industry, how many things came out of just
that iPhone.
The touch screen, the fact that then came tablets with the iPad and everything, like just so much shit. Anyways, and so I'm saying Apple Music and
so like streaming services have been around for long before Spotify, but they were always in like Pandora where you have to go on a computer.
Pandora,
Spotify was the first one that you could take it on the go that you didn't need to save stuff to your phone, and if you wanted to, you could anyway. It was just the best one that's come out so far, and then everyone else followed suit. The innovation had to come from somebody else, but it's always been like that since post 2000, where the labels didn't they were never quick to adapt.
They didn't capitalize on it.
Well, the thing was that labels have always been slow to adopt new stuff. And then for this, look, what became of the last decade and this decade now for music stuff? It was fucking iTunes. But Apple isn't a fucking label. Yeah, Apple is a fucking device manufacturer.
But they managed somehow with that.
It took a fucking computer company to make iTunes. That's fucking ridiculous.
Yeah.
But it's now, like the way we're saying that band don't really make money now like this. So it's funny, man, because I was just think of what you guys were talking about before, because now, in my understanding, bands make music during their shows, right? I think it's based on ticket sales and
even that
touring, But I think that's where most of their revenue comes
from.
From merchandise as well. But I just think it's funny now because we're talking about how bands are bitching to their fan. But I mean, now I think it's one of their main.
It's their main revenue.
So I mean, they have to be careful. That's why, I was thinking, Bruce Dickinson and the other bands you saw today, they're maybe in more the older state of mind, meaning before they're doing money with their CD. So during shows, they were used to say I don't give a fuck, motherfuckers, you guys suck type of shit. But nowadays, I think they have to be careful because or else if no one shows up at your show because you're a fucking bitch.
That's a good point. Very good point.
I don't know if he's a fucking prick, but I didn't like what happened tonight.
If what Bruce Dickinson did in 2003 today, guaranteed it would be on YouTube.
Oh yeah,
guaranteed you would get bitched out on social media. It would be a whole different story.
Every place, but you get the extreme fan that will always agree with them regardless.
Always.
But you're right, and because of 360 deals, which have been around for the last 15 years, parts of their tours, parts of their merch, and everything do still go to a label. So there's even more incentive for them not to fucking start shit for their own fans.
You know what, Ivy? When a band goes to a venue, whether it's Metropolis or Bell Center, so the venue apparently counts the merch. And then after you sell, the venue recounts the merch, and they take 20% of your sales. And then what you have left, which is let's say that 80%, there's a portion of that goes to your record label.
Yeah.
So
it's
when
like,
I was on tour,
fuck.
I played venues that had that contract where it was 20% of your merch sales.
Yeah.
Now at the time, because I was a bunch of fucking idiots who didn't bring our first album, even though I wanted it to be brought, that we were selling shirts. That's all we had. But because we were the fucking, like, the most unknown band on that tour, we maybe sold one shirt a night. So the one time we did, we asked, okay, so how much did we actually take from that? Because we had the price match with them. So $25 a shirt for a band you never heard of before. It's fucking ridiculous, right? We sold one shirt. The merch girl came, she's like, well... we told the venue, like, we gave them the sheets and everything, but they just said, "Oh, let them keep it," because it was just one shirt.
On, man.
They're gonna make like what, $5? They're gonna make $5. So they said, just let them keep it. So there's that. And honestly, I think if you're a musician or you're in a band or anything, get on fucking Spotify. It's the easiest thing to get onto. You do not need a label to get on there.
If you're a musician, you're not gonna make money.
If you play heavy metal, yeah. If you do other things, you can.
Well,
make money.
yeah.
Look at all
That's-
these. Oh, because there's a lot of
That's
underground
questionable.
rappers who make a lot of money, and you have never heard
about
them.
a lot of money.
No, though. Okay, they make a
He's
lot
making
of money.
YouTube money. What is
No, it's not YouTube money. I'm talking millions of dollars here for people you've never heard of before.
Speaking of YouTube, how
are they
active
making
bands are in
millions of
YouTube?
dollars?
1 second.
Now, just curious to know how active bands are in YouTube, because are they like, I've never, like, I
They
don't
do,
follow
but
any
the
bands,
problem-
but
okay, so
any band do like conversation or stuff.
yeah,
just to
they
make
do
their shit
everything.
more
The
happen? Okay.
problem isn't that the band isn't doing very well. They doesn't know how to do it. It's just
Yeah.
that the style of music isn't as popular
Yeah, no,
anymore.
for sure. Like, when it
and
comes to
underground
metal,
rap, you have a lot of people on forums and everything who share that shit, and then they blow up with one song.
How are they making money?
So it's across the board and everything. All right, they go on tours,
I don't
they
know.
sell everything.
Yeah,
but they're not on labels.
They're not becoming millionaires.
No,
Yeah,
no, there
but-
are some that are millionaires. You ever heard of Hobson?
No.
Okay, Hobson is one of my favorite
See,
rappers.
there are some.
No.
I come from a time where they all were.
Okay, but not the underground guys. You've ever heard of Hobson. He's never had a song on Billboard. He's had albums, but the highest he's ever gone is 70. And he makes his money just from his fan base.
Right.
And they have very dedicated fan bases. You won't ever hear them. They're not mainstream at all. They're talking about maybe 150, 200,000, maybe a million likes, which he does
It's
have.
like
on
telling a
Facebook.
hip hop fan if he's ever heard of Immortal.
Kind of like that.
Right now, you just told me these guys only have about 1 million likes. They're not fucking millionaires.
No, they are. They
They're
totally
just
are.
making a bit of money off their
No,
music.
dude, I guarantee you. Why would I lie about this?
1 million views? I don't know.
No, it's not 1 million views. The guy gets about 50 million views on YouTube.
50?
He has-
50, that's a little different than 1 million.
No, but I'm
about
talking
55 more.
about 1 million, 2 million likes because people will share that shit. More people will see it, right? It's different. But for Hobson specifically, he is definitely he's stacked with money, and it's just because he has no label. He produces all his own beats, so all the money is going straight to him.
But you know what I really want to know?
What?
Remember New Year's? My floor? When is that going to get fixed?
Oh, yeah, his floor.
I don't know how am I supposed
And
to
when
fix
is the
that?
walls gonna get
I got some
paint?
great marker.
The next time I'm at his house.
I got some great marker. Why'd you bring that up for?
I don't know. I was just thinking about it right now. but it makes me think of...
Guys, it's been 6 months, man. The guy's
I can
allowed
tell
to
you
be a
one
little
thing.
pissed.
I don't agree with 99% of what Gene Simmons says, but one thing he said that made so much sense with music today is the minute you made it free, right there, it became worthless.
Right.
Well, it used
And
to be
it's-
free, and now people are paying for it.
No,
per
no,
month.
it was never fucking free before, man. Even those tapes I was making was coming from CDs and
No,
and
I'm
they
talking
were
about the
making
last
that-
10 years.
No, it's been free for more than
Downloading
the last 10.
Okay, yeah, I know, but from between
You know,
2000, between Napster and 3 years ago, you just download the song or
Yeah.
torrent everything. But now people
Therefore-
are going to Spotify when it was free before.
Therefore...
When
Devalue
something is
it?
like that, yeah, when you devalue it like that, now there's no longer that powerhouse that walks in and says, "Here it is, boys. I'm gonna give you guys $100,000. You're gonna give me my album. We are gonna go on the road and we're gonna fucking take over. I'm gonna put everything I have in you because I believe in you. You're an investment. You're an asset to me right now. I can make money with you." Now they look at you like, "All right, here's the story. I want you to go make an album. Come back and bring it to me." Then you're going on tour, and I want to see how many shit you're gonna. So all this you're doing by yourself at this fucking point.
Wait a minute. You are so wrong about that?
No, I'm not
First
wrong
off,
about
they're only
that.
going to do that to you if you already have a fan base.
Oh yeah. So you totally you agree with me. Yeah. So it's a shitty world for me.
You have to be
artists
more.
today,
You have to be more than a songwriter or musician. You have to be a PR firm. You have to be a marketer.
Even with all that, there's not enough money in the industry to make you fucking rich.
not
anymore.
for the style of music you do, no.
For a lot of
Even,
music.
in all the music.
No, for EDM, man, EDM. If you just fucking write a bunch of songs that get played, you will make money. We're in the
You will
wrong
not
genre.
do BDM fucking money. I assure you.
I
that.
guarantee it.
No, you
BDM?
No,
How much research have you done into this? How many people do you
No,
know
dude.
who've done this? Look at Ilsonic. Half of those guys, you've never heard those names. And a lot of people have never heard
Yes,
those names.
they might be making money, but they're not making millions
They're
of dollars.
making millions of dollars,
Just
but that's
like
not the only festival they're playing. They're
I
playing
know
other
that's not
ones,
the
and they're
other
getting
one.
paid $50,000-$100,000 every time. And then their songs get streamed everywhere. They're definitely making. I'm not talking about fucking Taylor Swift, Bieber money where they got fucking sponsorships.
That's what I'm
everywhere.
talking about when
No.
I'm saying big dick money, dude.
Okay, big dick money, maybe
Okay.
not, but $1 million, $1.5 million, that's a lot of fucking change, man.
None of these fucking guys have $1 million.
I show you a whole list. All right, it's like saying
So do we come back to this in the
we could
future?
definitely come back to this in the future.
Yeah, I want to see that
Yeah,
list.
'cause I want to see this
I
list.
want to see
Definitely.
net worth. I want to see tax
Here,
slips. I
amigos.
want to see everything on these guys.
You ever
Some of them might be like Donald
If they're
Trump and
making
not
that
showing
kind of money. They better be declaring.
You ever hear Amigos? How about Russ? Ever hear about Russ?
Russ, my friend, dude. I went to school with Russ.
Hey, what-
None of these guys are even YouTube big,
What about
and
Gus?
they made money. Not Gus. No Gus.
Well, Gus was cool.
If you watch Vlad TV, that guy interviews a lot of rappers, especially the ones that are coming up. A lot of those guys, you just watch about a YouTube channel, Vlad TV. You see a bunch of guys you've never heard of before,
Well-
and they're rolling in some stuff.
Guys, we're running out of time soon.
We're running out of time.
But there was something that you were talking about earlier. It was a little bit of a funny story, so we can wrap up with this.
Which one is it?
well, tiling.
Yeah, because that's why I thought of my floor, because I was thinking of that story and then I thought of my floor.
You have hardwood floors, not tiles.
Yeah, it doesn't matter.
It
It
has
still
to
made me
be
think of my floor. I was thinking of that. I was like, I gotta tell Armin about that. Then I was like, wait a minute, my floor. But anyways, forget about my floor. This story is hilarious, and I know you two guys never heard it, and I figured we can end this on
It's
that.
still hilarious. Okay,
It's still, well, I don't know. I thought it
There
was
is
funny.
so much pressure on you right now.
Sorry, I don't know. I thought it was a
what I'm
funny
gonna
story.
do. In high school, which was like one of the best
When
times in my life.
bands
right?
made money.
when they made big money, right? Back in the day, you start to buy those CDs and or tapes too. Me and my buddy George were in the back of our economy class, and we didn't do much in economy class. So we noticed, like, our pencil case was a little toolbox. There was a switchblade in there. There was a hook blade in there. There was little screwdrivers in there. We realized there was a tile that just the corner was out, you know? So I was like, went down, pulled it up, and the tile came off. Okay. Look at George. Said, "Give me that." Took it through right out the window. All right, cool. Hold on a second. Whoop, here's another one. Right out now, it started to get crazy in the back. The people around us saw these guys are taking tiles off the floor. They're easy to take off. Hold on. Hey, I got one too. Throw it out the window. That goes out the window too. Now, at that period where we're throwing the shit out, was it last class or something? Because I know the buses already started to park outside.
Right.
So the buses were getting bombarded with tiles. And this news made it to the principal, and the principal came to the class. And when we saw the principal at the door, at this point, me and George, we had like 3 tiles, and it was either my hands or his. And what do we do with this? We put it in a binder. I took the binder, I put it on somebody else's desk. That guy put it on somebody. Like, it played musical chairs until the door opened and the principal walked, and it stayed on Christina's desk, and she can't move it anymore now, you know. And the teacher came in back and was like, "C'est ici qu'ils ont fait ça." He was a really cool Asian teacher, and he was all right, but he didn't like me and George very much because we were very troublesome. One time, I did that trick with the paper clip and threw the eraser in the plug, and all the sparks flew out. He came and he was like, Je veux que tu sois électrocuté. You know, I really wish you got shocked, man. You know. But where was I with the other fucking
Christina
story?
and Dad's the
Yeah,
principal.
Christina. Now he brought the principal in the back of the class. He's like, look at what these fucking guys did. He said, they ripped all the floor out. And it says, who did this? And I was like, it was not me. And you can see tiles sticking out of the binder on Christina's desk. As soon as he opens it, she says, it's not me. And the best part is it was Brian's binder that we took and did this. So the principal said, okay, it's Brian's binders. Christina, both of you guys in my office. You know, so they went to the principal's office. Now me and George are like, whoa, it's going to be interesting now, you know? And we had, that's it. The next day we had French class together, me and George, and now the principal called us on the intercom. Arbin and George, can you send these guys to the principal's office? So when they're like, what's going on? He goes, I think you guys know why you're here, right? I was like, this is yesterday at the economy class. And he's like, yeah. He goes, the tile's on the floor. He's like, so all fingers are pointing at you guys. He said, you know, and I'm like, from who? From Christina and Brian? Let me ask you this. How many times have we been in your office? How many times have they been in your office? And George was like, yeah, come on, man. We've never been here. And the principal was like, you know, that's what I thought. He goes, but we told it's really easy to point us out. We're definitely the clowns in the class, but we don't rip tiles off the floor. You know what I mean? And so he was like, okay, well, shit, what do I do now? He's like, okay, I'll tell you what. I swear this is true. It was like, you got to go back to class, and if Brian or Christina ask you, tell them you got like detention or something, you know, and that's it. All right, guys.
Wow, you get out of such crazy shit.
We did a lot of stupid shit.
He's told me so many stories where he's gotten out of shit. I'm like, man, how did they even believe you after a while?
Goddamn.
We realized if you light a liquid paper brush on fire, it does little fireballs, right? So we were doing that in English class, and somebody did it over the vent. And we didn't pay attention, and we kept doing, hey, cool, look, this, dropping fireballs. And my high school was pretty ghetto. You had to stand on the vents to open or close the windows on top. So somebody stood on the vent to open it, and he was like, it sounds like, holy shit, he says there's a fire in there. And the entire, you know how many notes are thrown in the vents in high schools? The whole thing caught fire now inside, and the smoke was coming out of all the classes because it's like central over there, right? And my hands were covered in liquid paper. You know, I'm like, this is evidence. So I told the teacher, like, I gotta go to the bathroom, man, before he even knows there's a fire in that place. I went to the bathroom. It's a solid 6 classrooms over. The bathroom smelled like paper burning. I'm taking all this shit out. Came back and I didn't get any trouble for it because I was out of the class by the time people found out there was fire in there, you know?
Goddamn. Well,
I think that wraps it up.
I think it is. I got final confessions. Ivy?
Nothing to say, man. I said 2 sentences today, so I don't have a final word.
Voices with nothing to say over here.
Just remember to, if you like us, if you like what you hear, even if you don't like, you just want to comment, share this, tell your friends about it, and subscribe to us on YouTube. That is the most important. Subscribe to us on YouTube.
Just a click away.
Just a click away.
That's it.
No,
Please.
It's going this order. You're
That
next.
doesn't work like this.
Oh, you're always last?
Always last.
Always last. What do I have to say? Be nice to your fans, man.
Okay, well then.
Yeah, that's it.
I agree with that statement. Be nice to your fans. Be nice to everybody. I mean, unless they're an asshole, then be an asshole. Spotify, it's great. Please get on it. Save the whales.
Save the planet.
Save the planet. And follow up with what Jono said. Like, comment, share, all that shit. I gotta give a shout out to Vicky for always checking the podcast out. I was pretty surprised when you told me that you checked pretty much everyone out since it started. That's fucking cool of you.
And the guy that we saw at Rockfest that spotted us.
Ivy's friend. Yes,
Yeah.
he totally made us look like rock stars when we were walking down the fucking street.
He told me about it. He say like, "Oh my god, this is the fucking Bastards Council," and he told me you guys were like so happy.
Yeah,
and then your face kind of changed because he told you, "Yeah, I work with Ivy." It's like, oh man,
No,
he's
mine was
awesome.
more like, who knows this guy? I don't know this guy. It must be someone we know.
At first, I was like, who's he calling a bastard?
Hey, bastards!
Yeah, he told me
Well,
that was cool.
Anyway.
I guess the only thing left to say is just a couple of words. How does it go again?
Oh,
See ya!